What's up, guys? Welcome to the ultimate CS2 combo guide that's going to be accurate as of November 2025. Here I'm going to have 24 different combinations for you, range from $250 to $10,000. It will all be timestamped down below, so you can skip to your budget if you want, or you can watch the whole thing and enjoy every single combination. I'm going to get right into it, and first of all I want to explain why I'm doing this video now, and it's because following the update that's been about a month ago now, prices crashed, went up, and they're settling back down again. And I looked at my own combination. So for context, this is tier 2 Nox field test. It's Butterfly phase 3 Gamma Doppler. I paid $3,400 for this. Right now, it's now worth under $3,100, and that's about a 2-week difference. So over the last 2 weeks, this has gone down by $300. And if that's gone down, it means if you guys have been waiting to pick up some items, you might actually be looking at a good time. It's not financial advice, but it could be a good time to go secure your first combination. So I'm gonna have 3 for every single budget. Let's do $250 now. So you can see here we're gonna go for some overtakes, and I'm gonna pair it with a Bowie Tiger Tooth. Now this total combination cost is $211. The gloves here are a 0.25 float, and you can see the knuckles do get a little bit messy, but you gotta have some compromises when you're talking this level of budget. This actually has $40 buffer, so you could go and try and get a lower float pair of gloves if you want to. My main thing for them here is that the palms look pretty good even in this float condition, and the Tiger Tooth Bowie just looks absolutely amazing. If you wanted to hide the knuckle, you could save even more money and get Shadow Dagger's Tiger Tooth, and then you only see the inside of the palms. The second combination is going to be one of my favorites, and I love that it's in this budget still. This is Minimal Wear Racing Greens with a field tested flip knife lower. This combo is $230. You are going to still get some scuffs on the knuckles even in minimal wear. I picked the cheapest pair on float. For an extra $5 to $10, you could probably find a pair that's a little bit cleaner on the knuckles. This is always a nice, unique one. I like being able to show unique combos at lower budget. The green handle into the green gloves, the green and the yellowy gold pair well together. Like, unique combo for this price. I always love this combo. Could always come back to this. And then squeezing in an S tier knife type just feels good in these sort of combinations. So this is under $200. This is a $189 combination. It is field tested Desert Shama hand wraps, which wear pretty nicely overall, with a stiletto rust coat that's a 0.65 float. Because it's a smaller blade, all you really need to do is hit that 0.65 float, and then you're pretty good for this combination. The plus side here is you've essentially got a $60 buffer. You could either use that to go to minimal wear gloves, or you can use that $60 to get all your weapon skins and build a $250 loadout flat. Now, we're going to jump to the $500 budget, and you are going to notice in some cases here, I'm not spending exactly $500 every time. There's going to be buffer. Like this combination, for example, is $363, which means you've got a $140 buffer pretty much to maybe upgrade to a different fade knife, or to go and just get weapon skins around it. So this is Queen Jaguars in a minimal wear with a cookery fade. This is an 89.6%. That is 00 float as well. It has sold between planning and making this, but it was available for $229. So I like this because the fades complement Queen Jaguars really nicely, and I just like the cookery animations as well. Like, I feel like it's a little bit fun. You can spam them a little bit, and I just also like then that you've got buffer to change to a different fade knife if you want to, or just buy weapon skins, and also it's a little bit more unique. Then normally the unhinged gloves feature in my $250 combos, but I want to show it with a better knife today, and that's going to be the Skeleton Vanilla. So this combination in total, $390. So we are well clear of that $500 budget. For vanilla knives, you can't really spend, like, you can't really get a better knife in the $500 budget than this, but the Skeleton is like close to being S tier. The only downside is the draw animation. Standard one is that, but then the rare one looks absolutely amazing. So I'm a big fan of this as a sub $400 combo. As I say, that then gives you room to then basically build a $500 loadout, go spend $110 on weapon skins. Job is a good one. And something that's finally dropped back in under the $500 budget, and it's amazing. Turtles in a minimal wear with a Huntsman Phase 2 Gamma Doppler is $477. Under $500 for this again is absolutely fantastic. We hit a point where these minimal wear gloves were like $400 rather than $200, and the knife was like almost $500. So we have seen a really nice sort of reset on this. And to note quickly, the drop we have is pretty much taken prices back to like December 24, January 25, before we've seen insane levels of market manipulation. So while all these prices are down and the market has crashed, we're actually where we're at a year ago. And honestly, as a healthier market, like, I don't think the China rise was worth it at all. I don't think it was good for the market. So in the grand scheme, we've kind of reset back nicely here. And I'm still going to squeeze in unique combos, even at the $750 budget. Here you can get some minimal wear Jades, pair it with a Battle Scarred Karambit Rust Coat, and get a really unique combination. Now, this costs $631. The reason that I have left this cheaper is because you can then go and get an agent if you want to. And if you're wondering which agent, it would be Loudmouth Darrell, who's $83, which is in budget, and you can see how well this complements this combination. So I'm not going to do agents for any others. It's the only one where I think you need the agent to really elevate it. Obviously, CT side, you're not going to have this agent. You're going to be, like, I'd go sleeveless, like you just seen. But on T side, you 100% want to do this. Then we get one of our usual winners, man. The Scarlet Shama gloves and field test it with a slaughter knife of your choice. In this case, I went for the skeleton in minimal wear. This combination is $705, so you actually got $45 buffer if you want to try and get the gloves in lower float. This is a 0.26 pair, and it's pattern 655. If you care for that, it's quite a nice pattern actually. Like, this overall just looks good for basically $700. The animations, you're actually going to see a good few skeletons here because their pricing has got so good, but the animations you get for a mean blade, the fact that it's black and red throughout, like, this is an incredibly cool combination. And then I'm going to leave even more budget on the table because $655 will get you these minimal wear overprints and a Phase 3 Gamma Doppler flip knife. For me, the $750 mark, like a max knife and glove combo budget, looks fucking amazing again. Like, the fact that Scarlet Shama combo's in there, that Jade unique combo's in here. You could do slaughters. You're going to see some gloves in a bit that you could do with a cheaper type of knife that would still look good. Like, it's just such a great area now for combinations, and I love this. You could spend $100 getting weapon skins and build a $750 loadout on this. Go get yourself some ice coals, get some science skins. It would look unbelievably good. And normally I do include big games in the same price range, but when I was looking at potential changes myself, I discovered this combination. For $910, you can grab field-tested big games, so they only cost you $200, and then get a factory new M9 Tiger Tooth for $710. This combination looks unbelievably good. Like, this is super sick. You don't need to go any further low float on the big games. It's a 0.26 pattern, maybe, or 0.62 float, sorry. Maybe you want to change the pattern. But yeah, the reason I didn't have this low is because normally I do Stiletto Tiger Tooth and it's much cheaper, but I just love that big mean M9 with a pair of like camo gloves, like the big games you're going hunting. It just all plays in so well. And then some minwear gloves and a shiny knife. Like, yes, fucking please. This is Imperial Plaids in the minimal wear. That's going to be basically half your budget, $520. And then you're going to want to get a Phase 1 Doppler. Now, the one that was in budget that I really like here was the Nomad knife. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get the rare draw animation, but you do get the rare draw animation with this. The normal inspects are pretty solid as well overall. It's a $950 combo. You got some buffer in there. The gloves look unbelievably good. And then when you're using them with like weapons, like just absolutely banging combinations here. And I had found myself going for a lot of the combos that I would normally go for, and they just happened to be cheaper. So I wanted to cook up something a bit different. This is Blood Pressures with a Butterfly Crimson Web and Field Test It. It's a $952 combination. It is minimal wear gloves with, I think, Crimson Web and Blood Pressure just work really well together. The reds aren't perfect, nor the blacks, but they're close enough together that I think it works well. So this one, I was just enjoying that you got a decent finish. Thankfully, Crimson Web on the Butterfly doesn't wear too badly, and the wear that does come in, I actually think is kind of fitting for the type of knife it is. So yeah, getting minwear gloves and a Butterfly in here that looks good for under $1,000 total, I was really happy with this as an option. And then when we jump up to the $1,500 mark, we are going to go grab some Omegas. Now, I want to be clear, you can do this with a $1,000 budget and a $750 budget if you drop the type of knife down. But I want a Butterfly lure. This is a minwear Butterfly lure, and this combo is $1,440. Now, obviously, it does have the green handle still, but I love lures with Omegas. I think the colors work so well together. It's amazing. Field test Omegas, honestly, is all you really need. This is like a 0.26 pair. It is pattern based for the knuckles, but overall, these knuckles are pretty damn clean. When you're using it with weapon skins, like, they just look so good all the time. And then you get a minwear Butterfly lure, like, amazing knife. And now in this one, I didn't quite sneak in a Sapphire with the Amphibious, but I am getting a Phase 3 Talon Doppler. The one thing to note is the Amphibious just wear bad. There's no way around it. This is a 0.27 float and it's pattern 431 if you care for that. The total price of this though is $1,275. I would love to just get the normal ones, but there we go. Look at the blues. Just look at the blues here and how they pair together. It's so damn nice. But you do have $225 buffer here if you want to go for even lower float amphibious or hunt for a certain pattern. But I wanted to show a sort of general close to market price option in like a lower float overpay. And then give you guys buffer if you want to do more. But yeah, Phase 3 and Amphibious for me work really well together. Sapphire would one-up it, but obviously that massively reduces your knife options into like survivals and paracords. And then in great news, my old combination, which I sold earlier this year to cash out and help sort a house, has actually went down in price. So it's aged very nicely for me. This is a pair of Nox gloves. Now these are not tiered. They are 0.29 float, pattern 618, but they look clean. Like they look pretty solid. And then it's a Huntsman Gamma Doppler Emerald. This knife is now $825. When I sold mine, it was over $1,200. So this knife has come down by $400 since the start of this year, following the crash and everything. And I just, like, we're $5 over technically, but if you're spending $1,500, you're going to allow a $5 bit of overspend here. This just looks sick. Like, for $1,500, getting yourself a full gem knife is Emerald, which is, I mean, arguably the best gem in CS2. Bit of color bias there for me, but I think when you compare it to Ruby, Black Pearl, and Sapphire, Black Pearls do look mean in CS2. Emerald just looks sick. Like, this for a $1,500 combo is nice to see again. And then we do take some heavier jump up, but we do also just get a very nice combination as part of it. So this is the $2,500 budget combos. Again, we've got 3 of them here. This is Snow Leopards, which is $790. The M9 Phase 2 is $1,600. Meaning this comes in at $2,390. So you got a little bit of buffer there if prices are to change in the future. And also, if you watch this in 3 months' time and you complain that the prices are different or wrong, it's because they can change, right? This for me, I think the Phase 2 M9 has always looked good to me. Obviously, smaller blades, you can kind of get like a full pink gem. You're going to get some dark spots in the M9. But either way, I think it looks absolutely amazing. I like Snow Leopards, especially mid-wear, because as like a neutral glove, it works with like many different skins. You don't have to theme the loadout, and it just looks clean. And then boom, it makes the Phase 2 pop. Like, just a big fan of having that kind of option if that's what you're after. Now, I can't lie, I have theoried this one, and I'm waiting to see what it looks like in game. This is the one I've not checked before, and now if field gloves are your thing, I think this is a pretty good combination. It gets you a Karambit Doppler Phase 4. I went for the cheapest one on the market, so you are going to have some scratches on the corner. Even when you start to overpay, you're still going to have some. Did every key I press is taking a screenshot. Even pressing escape. What the fuck? GG for whatever's causing. The combo was so good, it just started taking screenshots for fun. I don't know what the hell just happened. As I was saying, if you like the Fade gloves, and this is a nice, clean, minimal wear pair, you want a Karambit Phase 4. You can, like, start overpaying. The corners can still be scratched, so I wouldn't be surprised. It's still, this is $2,100, right? So you got $390 as buffer to go get overpay or to buy weapon skins. Like, do what you want with them. I will say, I personally prefer some of the combinations at the $1,500 budget, even the $1,000 budget. But I say, if you want purple gloves, you like the fades, this is a good option. And I had a few sort of awkward pairings that were kind of between the 2,500 and the 5,000 mark, and I just ended up going for this because I was very surprised. Because this is field test ARIDs, right? And they are $1,966. But I think China, it might be manipulating a game because the cheapest pair on float, the cheapest pair is 0.15 float at the time of planning. So, like, you're not even paying your overpay for the low float. It's just there, and they look fucking amazing. I am going to go a field test at M9 lower, because that's all we can squeeze in here. Which you can see in the budget, we are just in the $2,500 mark. This is a 0.21 float, and it's pattern 515, which I think got the whole looking fairly clean. You know, this is a sick combination. Obviously, a minimal wear knife would be nicer, but you're going to be spending about $3,000 in total, not $3,000 for the jump up. Now, speaking of the jump up, when we go to $5,000, look what we can get. We can get minimal wear sports gloves vice with a Karambit Phase 2 Doppler. This is a $4,710 combination, again leaving you a bit of buffer if you want to try and hunt for a cleaner corner on the karambit, because as you can see there is a little scratch coming through, but overall I feel like this is a pretty clean corner. And obviously minimal wear vice gloves that look unbelievably good. Like, it is pattern based, the pattern can change the wear a little bit, so just keep mindful of that. But for weapon skins with these, like, just look how bright, vibrant, and clean they are. Like, this is super sick. And at this high end, you end up just paying a lot for the gloves. And this is going to be some emerald webs. The field tested, there's $3,000, which seems insane. It is a 0.27 float, and it's pattern 357. So on the left hand, there's a bit of a web coming through, but they're not tiered or anything like that. And then the knife is going to be a butterfly gamma doppler DS4. Now, this is only the second combination that I go over budget on. We are over by $250, which is really at the maximum that I like doing as an overspend. But if this is your thing, I feel like it's a great combination. And the reason I went CS4 for the butterfly is because I think the green handle pairs the best with the green that you get on the gloves, because a lot of times gamma dopplers and these emeralds actually just kind of look a bit weird clash wise. But overall, this is a good combination, and you could just go higher for field test it in the gloves if you wanted to trim that $250 down. And this is when I think this level of budget just gets a bit weird, because like, we're going to have a Bayo CS2, which is only $720, but the Spearmint gloves are $3,500 in field test, and obviously you see the gloves all the time and you want them to be clean. So field test at 0.24 float has them looking pretty damn clean. Spearmints with Phase 2 knives look amazing. This was the best I could squeeze into the budget. We actually have over $700 of buffer here on the budget, but what I will say is that means you could just go buy your weapon skins. Like, you could do a 5k loadout, you get your spearmints in there, you get your Phase 2 knife that looks the part, it's got some fun animations. A bit weird on the disparity of spending, which I don't always love, but if you're after spearmints, this could work. And now, to be honest, I did have a 10k section and an endgame section. I ultimately just sort of combined them together and cut the knife down to fit 10k, and we'll explain it as we go. So on the 10k budget, crimson kimonos and a skeleton ruby. This combination is $9,150. So you actually got a good bit of budget once again to go get some weapon skins if you want to. The gloves in minimal wear, this is pattern 140.12 float on CS Flow, one of the cheapest listed, and it's got a heavier red hand, not a max or anything like that, but it's got a decent amount of red on the hand to then go into the knife. But obviously, with that buffer budget, you could go hunt for a better red pattern if you wished. Now, the note here is, I've gone Skeleton Ruby to get it under the 10k mark. Obviously, if you wanted to go complete end game, you could then upgrade this to Butterfly, M9, or to Karambit if you wanted to. And it's the same vibe before this one. This is going to be Field Test of Pandoras, and my God, this looks so fucking good. This is 0.2 float Pandoras, pattern 723 if you care for the pattern. And then it's going to be a skeleton again. It's going to be a black pearl. That knife is $2,800. Makes a total of $9,567. So as you can see, there's no other knife we can squeeze in here with that budget gap. But this is under 10k. I wanted it to come under 10k to show what you do. I think black pearls look unbelievably good on skeletons. So, like, and obviously you do get some fun animations, and that could work really well. Much like the previous combination, your next upgrades are pretty much looking at Butterfly, M9, and Karambit, which are all a significant jump up. And then I'm going to end up on my weird 10k combo. This is Hedge Mazes and Field Tested with a black laminate. And you might be thinking, am I going fucking insane? Because surely I should have a gamma doppler with these, but I'm going to make the stance that Hedge Mazes do not look good with most gamma dopplers or emeralds. The greens are far too different, and we're just forcing going for the most expensive knife for the sake of it. Here, the actual greys down the middle pair incredibly well with black laminate knives, and this combination, you're spending so much on the gloves, $7,300, you're only spending $730 on the knife. It's just over a $8,000 combination, which means if you had a 10k budget, you could go get this, you could go get another black laminate knife, run a CT knife and a T knife, and still have leftover for weapon skins. So there you go. That is my, I don't want to call it an ultimate loadout guide or a combo guide, because I've only done 3 for each. I could probably do, like, I could do these videos, and basically for all the budgets from 250 to 2,500, I could easily do 10 combos for each, but we'd be here for like well over an hour. You guys can let me know if you want to see that. Maybe we could do that at some point, but there you go. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I have one bonus combination actually to show before I go. My issue sometimes is things fall weirdly between budgets. This was a $1,300 combination, so I didn't really want to put it in the $1,500, but I didn't want to like drop the gloves to field test and just get it close to 1,000. Minimal wear polygons and a Phase 3 M9 Doppler. $1,300. Just wanted to put that out there. I think this is actually a very good combination. And it's an example of where, if you're in the comments telling me that I've missed out on Tiger Strikes, I've not said about Field Agent and Blue Steel, I've not said about, like, whatever combo it may be, when we're doing this, I have to cut some of them out so that it's like a nice max 20-minute video for you guys. It covers what you guys need with some good ideas, and we can go from there. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you have. Hit the subscribe button when you're around here. We are making a big push to try and crack 10k by the end of the year. If we do, we're going to upgrade the Christmas giveaway for you guys. So make sure you're hitting that. Big thank you to the YouTube members as always. Let me know if you end up getting one of these combos, because that's always fun to see if you guys have taken a combo I've suggested, or even just inspiration from it. That is always sick. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.